Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the Pacific Northwest in a little place called Belfair, Washington, Hickville, USA as I love to call it. So welcome to my channel everybody. Today I have to tell you that today was one of the most beautiful spring days we have had. Oh, it was just absolutely wonderful. I got to go see my son. He was very funny. Had a bit of his old personality, which was so lovely to see, because he joked about being a true redneck, being born in Georgia. That boy was, him and his sister. So it's kind of funny, him talking like that. So that lightened my heart. It made me feel really good. So anyways, here we go. This is March 2025's Paper Pumpkin Alternative video number 30. Yay! Right? Yes, I'm so excited. I really, really am. So this is the kit. These are the cards that you could have made if you made them as they were designed. So 3 of this one, and this one. And there were 3 different envelopes, which just opened up a whole nother box of possibilities. It really did. They were called Daydream. On the back here, this QR code would lead you to a video to show you how to put these kit together as they were designed. A visual of everything in the kit except for that extra stamp set this month. Down here it lists the coordinating colors, and as always, videos 1 through 5, I show you everything that comes in the kit. This other QR code would lead you to this set of 5 dies called Spring is in the Air. It coordinates with January, February, and March's kit. The new set is called Hugs a Bloom. It coordinates with April, May, and June's kit. And then that stamp set that is not on the paper, the visual, is this great big honeycomb, which I have gotten so much use out of this one stamp. I'm telling you, this is a great background stamp. It just can do so much. So this one, this flower, the wee little hello, the happy birthday on this side, the fuzzy wuzzy bumblebee, thank you for always being there for me, the little honeycomb, the wings, wishing you brighter days ahead. I was just looking in my Stampin' Up! Book and we have had this sentiment before. Thank you, sweetest birthday wishes, enjoy your special day, and of course the bumblebee body. So I am bringing in an older paper pumpkin stamp set, not too old, from 2024. I am bringing in Friends Like You Make Life Beautiful. I thought that was pretty good. I think it beautiful, the bees, the flowers, right? I thought it would go really nice with this. Plus, it's going to fit in the circle that I have. That's the most important thing, is it's going to fit. Yes, so let's show you what I have. We're going to do a note card. Because I am using, in my last paper pumpkin video, I cut this flat piece off and I used this portion over here. Well, this time I want to use this portion of the bee, and I'm going to use this half of the front of the envelope. So we're going to cut this open. We're not going to use this part. We're just going to use this half and this piece up here, but we're going to turn it this way, and then that's going to leave a space here for us to put a sentiment, and I have options to show you. So I have one of these craft envelopes. Oh, this one, my goodness. I have one with the inside piece already done. I was either overly prepared or not. I have no idea what I've done. So let's just put that down for now. So we'll just set that one aside as well. So I have an envelope that goes with the card base, as these were pre-made. You can buy these at Hobby Lobbies, at Michael's. I like to get them when they are either 40% off or buy one, get one 50% off. So these are 4 7/8 by 7, scored at 3.5. That means layer number 1. We're going to use black because that is going to tie our bumblebee in, and it's going to tie our sentiment circles. So you can see I have 3 options here, and then there's another inside layer. So our next layer, which is going to be what we cut from our envelope, I have it starting out as, because I'm not sure if it'll make it, but my outside layer number 2 should hopefully be 4 3/8 by 3 from the front of an envelope from the kit. And then we're going to fussy cut the envelope flap with the bumblebee. And then I have a scallop circle black with a white center. Now these, I'm not sure if these were from a previous Paper Pumpkin kit. I believe Phyllis sent me these, so I'm not sure if they were from Paper Pumpkin kit or something that she had, but I had a little baggie here with them, right? You can see I have 2 more left. So I'm going to show you if you don't have these, because I don't know how many of you have. Oh, I have 3 because there's 1 more in here that needs to go in there. These are great in a pinch. I love them. So let me show you some options. So here is that really old scallop punch from Stampin' Up. I punched that one, and then I punched a white circle that's 1 3/8. Now this would work for the very same sentiment I'm going to use, or if you wanted a larger sentiment or even the same one, you could use the 1 3/4, making sure, circle punch. And this is the 2-inch circle punch from Stampin' Up. There is a new 1 7/8 circle punch. Guys, punches are now $25, and I don't intend on purchasing that punch. I'm not sure if I need it. I know that I don't want to purchase it with the stamp set bundle that it comes with. That's not my style. I don't do a lot of children's cards just because I don't have a need for them. If I had a lot of grandkids or if I had young children, I would. I don't have a need for those cards, so I don't purchase those stamp sets. So that's why you don't see a lot of children's cards. I do tend to make them every now and then, but if I don't have a great need of physically using them myself, I don't tend to make them. So I'm sorry if that disappoints some of you. I have to make sure that what I am making gets actually used. So there are some options for you. I don't mind punching these out to show you because I know I will use these. I have no doubt I probably will use them even with this kit. So I'm going to set them over in with my kit. This we're going to stamp. Where did the stamp go to? Oh, here it is. This is the one. Oh, let me show you. Let's just bring those back. So this is the stamp. Friends Like You Make Life Beautiful. It fits. That's that one. And then this one, see, it even fits beautifully on this one. And I would do some extra stamping with the honeycomb up there. Yes, it will work with all of these. And I have my stamp in Pierce Mat, and we are going to go ahead and get this stamped. We are going to start, however, I know I opened the black, which needs to get re-inked, but guys, I'm trying my best to hold off until I'm done with this kit. And as I do that, I want to stamp this off twice. 1, 2, because I just want a really light stamping, because I'm going to do it right in the center. Do you see it? It's just going to give me a little bit there. Now I'm going to bring in my sentiment, really pushing down on it because I know my ink pad needs, there. Friends Like You Make Life Beautiful. Now what I am going to do with this one is I'm going to bring in the little honeycomb, because I'm going to give it just a little pop of yellow, and I'm going to go like this because you're really not going to see it on the black. So there we go. That's what I did. That's my sentiment for this card. All right, we're going to move that aside now. I didn't fussy cut this on purpose, so you guys can see me just do this. Get that out of my way. Guys, I do not try to be perfect when I fussy cut. I want you to know that I am actually fussy cutting it, and it's easier to, as you close the scissors, you just turn the paper. Now I'm going to cut that off. It just makes it easier to handle. You don't need to go all the way down into the bee. Oops, I got a little too close there. I am going to come down close here just because I can. Cut that away, and with these little honeycombs you can cut straight lines. And it looks just fine. All right, the rest we will cut off when we get to it, meaning the edges of it up there. But this I'm going to save, and that goes into the box of goodies. Now we're going to bring the guillotine in and cut open the envelope. And yes, I know there's that nice little detail back there, but I'm hoping I can use that on something else. And I want the tiniest amount off of this one because that's where I am after, is this. And I may even use this portion on the inside of my card. So that's what I was originally thinking. So now I need this to be at 3. And it needs to be, it may not quite make it to 4 and 3/8. Look at that. It's perfect. Just a little 4 3/8. And it should, if I've done it right, layer in there beautifully. And it does. Ta-da! We've done it. So the next point is we are going to have this. We're going to glue that down and then trim off the edge. And then you're going to see my little bee. This is such a simple card. Look at that. That's it. Now we are going to stamp a little honeycomb here and a little honeycomb there to fill it in. That's it. I mean, there's nothing to this really. Just a simple little card. Now you don't have to put it on this card base. I just chose to. So we are going to do some stamping here. I guess we could do that now before we finish it. Don't want to glue it down yet, right? But we are going to be, we're going to need to turn it over. I know to the messy side, guys, I have, yes, this side does need to be retired. If you're thinking, when is that girl going to throw that piece away? I tell you what, I will. Let's do it this way. Does that look better? Does that better? Okay, stamping off really well. And I want to stamp here. Ooh, so nice. I don't want it full strength. I just want it partial. Stamping off here really, really well. And then I want it like right here. All right, so now that that's done, now we can glue this in place. That's going to be, hopefully, ooh, why is it always like that? Why? Because it can, right? That's why it is like that. Why? Because it can. My husband and son, by the way, have come to an agreement. My son wants the truck that my husband is reluctantly does not want to fix. But now he's going to fix it for our son. My son's like, Dad, I won't have money for about 6 months to even get into it. And he's like, well, you'll have to help me. But if you want it, you can have it. But you're going to pay for the parts. I know how this goes. I know how this goes. My hubby does all the work. But my son is going to look for a truck then for my hubby, a small one, like a little Toyota S10 that my husband, his little favorite. Oops. Oh, that's going to have to be okay. That just isn't where I wanted it. I wanted it a little farther off. It's going to work. That was stolen 1 year. That's before we got this bigger truck. My husband told him, look, if it's the hydraulic lifters or whatever, you know, it's $200. I'm going to have to cut that with the giller. Just in gaskets alone to get to a part, you know. And I think what it is my hubby just doesn't really want to do the work by himself. I mean, I'm no good to help him. I can sit out there and listen to the radio, hold a flashlight. Back in the day, you know, him and I were talking. He's like, they're not like they used to be. He's like, remember my old Ford? He's like, you could stand up and thing. I'm like, no, you used to sit inside the engine. Full out, sit in the engine and work on it. He's like, I know. He's like, the smaller ones, he's like, I can lean all the way over in them. I said, I know, I remember. I know. He's like, the kid can find me a little truck like that for under $2,000. He's like, you can have this big old Ford. That's why they were talking about rednecks. But I remember all the work my hubby did on my son's Challenger. My son wasn't much help. He's not mechanically inclined like his father is. But hopefully, you know, just making my son get over to help his dad would be good interaction between them. I'm sure that's what my hubby is thinking too. So... I mean, a tick in an engine drives my hubby nuts. He was willing to drive that truck this hunting season. He's like, if it blows up, it just blows up. Look at how cute this is. Look at that. Guys, voila, that's the card. Okay, no fuss. Now, what I am going to do, just because I can, right? Why? Because I can. I have this little bit left. I am going to punch one, and I can get a little bit more, just that little bit that can get recycled now. I'm going to glue these two together, and then I'm going to glue these up underneath this one, and this will bump it up a hair, but not enough to cause a stir at the post office, right? So it's going to just give it a little bump. And that is going to be good enough for me. Oops. I just think that is perfect. Simple, simple, simple to do. So now let's see if I can't use this without cutting it for the inside of the card, because that's what I would really like to do. I think that would just be beautiful. So I know that for the inside layer, I can do one of two things. I can do it same layer as number 1, which is 4 5/8 by 3 1/4. So let's see, 3 1/4 is here. I can do that. So let's first cut it there. This can go in the recycle bin. And then it needs to be to 4 5/8. Yep, that will do it. But I'm going to go 1/4 of an inch up, because I'm going to turn around and take this little bit off. Just that little edge, because that's where these two were glued together, right? And now it's perfectly got a straight edge there. This piece now is a great piece to use for a sentiment. That's going back in the kit, my box of goodies. And this can get glued this way for the inside of the card. It'd be pretty this way even on the front of a card, but I'm going to use it for the inside. And the sentiment we're going to use on the inside is thank you for always being there for me. I think that really goes with friends like you make life beautiful. I think that will pair beautifully with the inside. So and I'm hoping to get one more video done today. My goal was to try to get 3 done. This is number 2. Now I could do the big bumble or I could do those wee little bumblebees, but I think I'm going to go with the big bumble from the kit. I think we're just going to do a partial one. Yes, that's so perfect. Now we are going to color it in. And I do have the gray granite, right? The light gray granite for the wings to match the bumble on the front. And for this one, let's see, what else am I going to do? It's kind of hard because when you stamp on these, not a whole lot shows up unless it's black. So we're going to stamp the flower. And then it fits again, but I want to do it this way because I'm getting better ink on my stamps. All right. Let's see what else. The little hello. I think we're going to use that little hello and just stick that right there. All right, so we have our envelope done, check. Now we just need to glue the inside panel to our card. And this one is done with a little Wink Estella to glue it all down with. I almost started to put glue. If you're wondering why it's brown there, that's from the gray granite. Looks like charcoal almost on the back. All right, I got all of you in here, and there's no need for this. All the dogs are like, here we are. What are you doing? There is no need for all of you. So, what do you guys think? I'm even going to Wink Estella this because we can. Right? I think I've used so much Wink Estella now. I need to give it some more juice. All from the envelope. Make it sparkle and shine. And of course the little bee. So there's my card. Video number 30. And it's a cutie. It's a little one, but it's cute. So not sure what to do for 31, guys. I haven't gotten that far yet. I don't know. So gonna have to figure that out pretty quick. That nothing is ever quick. I don't know why I think of it really quick. Not. That doesn't happen that quick. I can sit here for hours trying to figure something out. So, you guys, I am so grateful for each and every one of you. I am not kidding. I am so excited each and every time. Even when I was driving today, I was checking my phone for comments and my husband's looking over me. He's like, "Comment time?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm just in here." He's like, "Yeah, I know." He's I'm like, "You know what I was doing?" He's like, "Of course I know what you're doing." He's like, "When you get a chance, you do." He's like, "You got any new comments since this morning?" I said, "Yeah, I do." He's like, "Okay, let's hear 'em." You know, what you all do for me by taking the time to comment, you brighten my day. I start my morning with those comments. It inspires me to keep trying to come up with something a little different. And I love showing you things that I use from what I have, because I'm hoping by doing that, it inspires you to use what you have. You don't always have to purchase. I don't push sales because I'm just not that type of a person. Buying stuff is great, but using what you have already purchased gives me personally such a wonderful feeling that I am still using those things that I invested money in. Buying stamps, buying paper, buying dies, buying all the things that we buy for our hobby, our card making, those are investments. They're investments in things that make us happy, and we should always look to those things to keep on making sure that we invested our money well. It is not money wasted. I think that if we let them sit in a box or we let them collect dust, then the money is wasted. But when we continually refresh and look at them in new ways on how to mix them with things, that keeps that money invested that we invested in, that keeps its value. So please, I mean, look at, I got these. I got these for $2.75, but I got 15% off. And then I got 10% off my total order because I was military that day, right? Military discount that day. Now, I wasn't buying from Stampin'Up till 2005, but these are from 2001. If I had, I probably would have purchased this stamp set, because for me this is a good value, because it has stamp sets for the outside of the card and for the inside. These will keep being reused and reused. So for me, paying a couple of bucks, good investment. Will I keep using these? Most definitely. My favorites are, when everything is said and done, being sick is never fun. Get well soon. Perfect. Happy birthday. I love that. The thank you. The best wishes, that would have to be something I would need a particular reason to use that. But 3 out of the 4 isn't bad. Investment. It would have been an investment even back in the day. And this probably would have been one of those I would have kept. Or I gave a lot of these type of stamps to my Aunt Carol. I told her the other day, I said, "Aunt Carol," I said, "when I'm done with my colonoscopy, I'm coming over and we're going to go through those boxes of wooden stamps I gave you. We're going to go through them. We're going to check on the ones that are really good, that making sure that we don't have repeat things. We buy new ones, right? And if there are some that we have like repetitive sentiments, we don't need to keep those from like 20 years ago. She can let go of some of these. I let go of them to her, and I think she's starting to collect, little by little, and I think we can weed out some of these little, there were some, I don't know if you guys remember this, but like Michael's would have these bin of dollar stamps. There were a whole bunch of those when I first got started, because that's all I could afford, you know, right? When I started stamping, I would buy, you know, these stamps that were $1. There's a whole lot of those in those boxes. Those we could probably donate. And we can donate them even to my local library. They have a stamping section at the library, which I could donate those things to. So use the things that you invested your money in them. Look at them. Do a new lease on life. If you have the opportunity, if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, even if like I did not start with Paper Pumpkin right off the bat, this is a good thing to print. This is how I found my sentiment. I was going through here and I was looking at like this one here. I almost pulled this one. You're the reason I smiled today. I think that would have been really nice on this card as well. So I looked through and I was looking at which ones I thought would fit on that circle I had. And then I went through and I looked through my Paper Pumpkin box and I was pulling them up and looking, and that's when, this is the last one I believe, right here. I found this one. And Friends Like You Make Life Beautiful. And I thought, that's the one. Beautiful. The bees are beautiful to me. The daisies are beautiful to me. It all just goes really, really well. Also, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, this is also, where are my dies? Hold on. July's Paper Pumpkin. That's the one that goes right here. This stamp fits inside here. So, you know, don't forget these. Hooray, you could use that for a birthday sentiment. These keep being used over and over. Again, there goes my dog. So I will get off now and go see why they want to bark like fools. They will bark at me and my hubby as well. Zed barks because he's blind as a bat. No, bats I think could see better with their echolocation than little Zed. So thanks for watching, everybody. Thank you for allowing me into your homes. Thank you for inspiring me to keep coming out here and creating, because I enjoy it so much, and that is in huge part to you. So thank you for giving that to me, and I hope that you do come back and visit me here in my wonderland. Bye-bye for now.